Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do a few more little jobs in here. I'm going to see if I can finish doing the damp proof membrane on the roof, sealing up the gaps, and maybe see if I can make something look nice and picturesque on the back wall. Right, so in the last video you may have seen I did a little bit of experiment with this bubble wrap on the roof here. I've actually extended it across here. You can see that I've used a sealer on the gaps as well. I'll show you that in what sealer I used in a sec. But this seems to be working quite nicely. It seems to be cutting down on the condensation and keeping it slightly warmer in here. Yes, this is only going to be the damp proof membrane, then I'm going to have the insulation on top and then the OSB board, so it should really make it nice and toasty in here then. But for now, that seems to be working quite nicely. The actual sealer I'm using on the roof gaps is this. Just move away from the light there. I have to actually warm this up because it's so cold in here at the moment. We've had a real bit of a cold snap. This doesn't even come out the gun, out the tube, so I'm warming it up and it just seems to help it stick and come out the tube a little easier. I got this from Screwfix. It's the no nonsense roof and gutter sealant. I think it's a bitumen based. I don't know if it actually dries fully. It's got almost like a sticky sort of feeling to it. It's really good at the moment. It's got rid of all the gaps, like I said before, because it's coming out so cold and so thick. It's nicely sticking to the roof that well, so I'm actually putting it on with a spreader and actually pushing it into all the gaps, which is fine, just takes a little bit longer, that's all. I've got these two sides done. I've got one little gap here to do, just a little bit there to finish off. Here's the grey PU sealer on the ceiling here. I just ran out just at that little bit there, so I'm just going to finish off with this bitumen stuff, and then I'm going to do the bubble wrap on the top as well, just to actually insulate it a little bit. And then the back wall, I'm going to finish paneling that corner there. May I extend the paneling up along the top here as well, and I'm going to try and do some sort of finishing piece on there. I'll make it look quite nice in here. Maybe get my guitars back up for now. I'm going to get this wall up. I've decided I'm going to paint it as well. That's a little bit of paint we had left over from the house. I think it's called Buenos Aires colour. It's like a creamy beige colour. I may go something slightly darker, like a mushroom or a dark taupe, I think, just to give it some contrast at this back wall. All the other walls are going to be white, but I want this wall with the guitars on it to be slightly darker. I think more like almost like a feature wall. And then I also want to get the workbench in along here. Got tumble dryer back in, that's all working nicely now. Get the workbench back in here and start getting set up for doing the odd jobs. That's why I want to try and concentrate on this wall here, so I've got some sort of area to actually work in, and I've got like a nice flat surface to do my vinyl graphics, etc. But I have actually got the PC back in. You may have just seen that on the intro. That's all working nicely now. Still looks horrible, that big crack in the wall there, so I can't wait till that's all damp proofed and OSB boarded and all painted white, making it all look nice and pretty with the LEDs on it. It looked really nice. So I've done enough waffling. I'll set you up on the tripod and I'll get cracking. Right, okay, a little update. I've done this half of the roof now. That's all vapor barriered or bubble wrapped. just in case it falls over. It's nice and protected. And I've started paneling in this wall again here. I'm going to leave a gap, probably around here or maybe in that top corner there. I'm just thinking for the wiring's going to have to come through, so it's going to have to come through probably around here. But anyway, we can always drill straight through the wood if we have to. But I'm going to leave that gap there anyway, just in case, so we can actually get the wiring all the way through. Because we're going to actually have it all internal now. Because the actual wiring now, you may have seen in a previous video when Stan came and helped me measure up for the wiring. I'll put a link for the video probably somewhere here so you can have a look and go back and watch that if you haven't watched it already. And the actual wiring actually goes outside the building and then back in, which is not ideal really. So we're going to actually drill a hole through the actual wall, but the walls are, I think, 17 inches thick. So it's quite a big old building really. So it's quite substantial. So we're going to try and drill through that wall and then put the wiring internal and then go all the way around for the ring main. Then I'm going to leave that area free there so we can actually drill through for the wiring. I'm going to do a panel up here now, just a thin piece. I'm going to paint it, like I said before, in the Buenos Aires paint. And then I'm going to put the wooden trim pieces up here. And then I'm going to stain those. And I'm going to stain the main beam as well to match, so it gives it a bit more of a rustic feel on this side. And I may even do it on that side as well actually. It might be quite nice, white, and then the finishing piece in a nice bit of dark wood, so it's not just all stark white, it's got some sort of effect to it. So I said also in that previous video where I like a modern looking workshop, but I also like something quite rustic, so I'm going to try and mix both styles together. So I think I'm going to cut that piece now, like I said, and measure up, see if I can get the angles right for the little plinth bit, the little finishing fake beam to go up there. Right, so I've got the piece up there, and I've also used a bit of cardboard aided design, or CAD, to actually make a template for that bit to fit in that rafter there, and transfer it onto a piece of wood. So hopefully, if I cut that out there, that should fit quite nicely, I think. And then I'll measure the length from the top here, so from that top end there down to that beam there. Then I'll trim this to that length, I think, and hopefully it should fit, all being well. Okay, I think that's going to look quite nice actually, with, imagine all this all painted and that all stained in a nice dark wood stain. I did cut a little bit too much off this end, but I think I can fix it when I get another piece to go down here. So it gives me like a border almost, and I'll do the same on that side as well. So I'm going to have to order a couple more pieces of this. This is just old fencing paddle, so I have to order a couple more pieces of that. It's pretty cheap. But I'm quite happy with the join there. It's going to have to come down 9mm. So I may have taken too much out of that as well. But I could even put the OSB over the top of that, just to make it all flush. I might even do that. Just cover that little bit up a bit and then fill the actual gap in with expanding foam. It insulates it. So I've got to expanding foam all the top here as well, and that aperture as well at some point. Yeah, but I think you'll agree that's going to look quite nice. Dark wood, nice dark wood frame. Make it look like it's almost like a barn at this end. And then that'll be painted, and then I'll have my slats across there, and then I had before, and the 3 guitars hanging from there. I may be doing staggered this time. I think I had them staggered, I can't remember now. I think I'm just 3 across, but I might do 1, then 1 lower, and then 1 there. So I'm quite pleased with that. I think it's going to look quite good when it's finished. Okay, so it's the next morning, and I was intending to bring the new workbench in today, but seeing as we've now got Storm Bert, I won't be dragging things outside today and trying to move them into the workshop. So I think my plan is for the last bit of this video is just to actually just paint this wall. So I'm going to mix a couple of colours I've got together, just of old tins we've got from the house. I think one I said before was the Buenos Aires, and I think this one's like a mushroom or something like that. So I'm going to mix them both together, and then I'm going to put it on the wall. But sort of getting the image of what it's going to look like now. So if I can get this painted today, maybe put the wooden slats on, I think I'll be happy. One coat down, probably another 2 maybe to go. It's not covering too bad actually, but yeah, I think it's going to really brighten it up in here. I'll have the wood as well to give it some sort of contrast, and the fake beam staying in with this beam here. I think that'll be pretty cool, I think. So I'll do another coat on this. I'm going to have a cup of coffee first. Another cup of coffee, and then I'll do another coat. As you can see, a lot more progress has been made. The wall is now painted. Still got to dry fully. I've put the 2 slat panels in, ready for when I put my guitars in. I'm going to have one guitar in the centre there, another one there slightly lower, and that one slightly lower there as well, I think, depending on how high the actual bench comes up here. And I've also got the corner cabinet, which is going to go in there, and that's why these are slightly over to the left. So the corner cabinet will go down there, and the bench will go underneath. So it should look quite good. A couple of gaps here, one there, focusing on my finger, not on the wall. There's a couple of gaps at the top, one there. I'm just going to fill those in with a little bit of plywood, because that height there, at the very top, was the original height of the roof. So I've probably gained a good 7 or 8 inches in height, which is brilliant really. Yes, I've still got to do the OSB board, that'll bring it down a little bit more, but I'm still gaining so much height in this workshop, and I think that's going to really set it off as well. I'm tempted to put some LEDs again up there like I had before, which I'm going to do on this side, on the computer side. I might even do it on this side as well. I'm still in 2 minds about what to do with this wall, whether to just panel it or paint it. Drop a comment below, would you paint this wall or would you panel it all in and make it look more insulated and a lot more clean looking, which I think I'm sort of swaying towards. I haven't fully decided yet. There's going to be a shelf along here if I leave it unpanelled, because the wall will come, because the ceiling will come down to here, and then there'll be a shelf and then that wall there. But if I panel it in, I could go completely smooth and flush. So I'm still in 2 minds. So I don't know. Let me know what you do. Okay, so I think I'm going to end this video here. I think you've agreed I've actually made quite a bit of progress today. Really happy with the way it's looking. In the next video, I will get the workbench in. So, like I said earlier in the video, I couldn't get it today because the weather's just atrocious. I managed to get my vinyl plotter in and the guitar case, so that's just to keep them out of the damp as well really. Plus I'm going to need a vinyl plotter in the next couple of weeks. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and most importantly subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.